The title of today's lesson is Deciding Where to Start Dividing. The objective is, I will use the standard algorithm to divide three-digit numbers by one-digit number and properly decide where to begin dividing. We're going to work on the following problem. Roberto is using craft sticks to make picture frames. He has 152 craft sticks. He uses 6 sticks for each frame. How many frames can he make? If we use cubes, we're first going to circle the key numbers, which is 152 and 6. We're then going to underline the question, which is how many frames can he make? We're going to box key numbers. So I have each is a key number, which tells us we're either going to multiply or divide. But if we're trying to figure out how many go in each different group, then we know it's going to be division. So we're going to do 152 divided by 6. We're going to use the standard algorithm, which is divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down, and then repeat the steps over. So we're first going to look at the hundreds place like we did with any dividing by any three-digit number. So we look and we have 100. So we need to think, do I have enough hundreds to put into 6 groups? I do not have enough hundreds, so I need to move over. And now I'm looking at the tens place. Well, if I have 5 tens, I need to think how many tens would I have if I'm using the hundreds. Well, 10 tens make up 100. So altogether, I have 15 tens that I'm going to divide between 6 groups. So if I have my 6 groups, I need to figure out how many tens I can put in each group if I have 15. So you're first going to think, how many times can I count by 6 before I get to 15? So that would be 2 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then I'm going to do the next step, which is multiply. I figured out that there are 2 6s in 15, so I'm going to multiply 2 times 6, which is 12. My next step is to subtract. 15 minus 12 is 3. I then need to check to make sure that my 3 that I subtracted is smaller than my 6. It is. So now I can bring down the 2 ones that I have not divided out yet. So now, with the 3 tens that I have left over and the 2 ones, I now have 32 ones to divide into 6 groups. So I need to think how many 6s are in 32. Well, if I count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That means that there is going to be 5 6s in 32. And then I'm going to multiply 5 times 6, which is 30. My next step is to subtract. 32 minus 30 is 2. I'm going to check to make sure that 2 is smaller than 6. It is. There's nothing left to bring down, so I know that there's 25 in each group, and I will have 2 left over. So my answer is 25, remainder 2. We're going to solve the following problems in our notes. The first one we're going to do is 459 divided by 3. So if we continue to remember the divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down, repeat, we're going to first look at the hundreds place. So I have 4 hundreds. So you have to think, if I have 3 groups and I have 4 hundreds, do I have enough hundreds to put into each group? I do. I have enough to put 1 in each group. Because when I'm counting by 3s, how many times can I count before I get to 4 and would be ones? Then I would multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. Next step is to subtract my hundreds. 4 hundreds minus 3 hundreds would mean I would have 100 left over. You need to remember that in one 100, there is 10 tens. So now I'm going to bring down my 5 tens that I have not divided out yet, which would mean I have 5. Altogether, I have 15 tens to divide into 3 groups. So I need to think, if I have 15 tens to divide between 3 groups, how many can I put in each group? Well, I can put 5, because 5 times 3 is 15. Then I'm going to subtract. 15 minus 15 is 0. And check to make sure that 0 is smaller than 3. Next is to bring down the 9 ones that I have not divided out. So I have 9 ones divided into 3 groups. Well, 9 divided by 3 is 3. I then multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. Then I subtract. 9 minus 9 is 0. I check to make sure that this number is smaller than my divisor. It is. I have nothing left to bring down, so my answer would be 153. The next one says 459 divided by 5. So again, we're going to start in the hundreds place. If I have 4 hundreds and I have 5 groups, I don't have enough hundreds to divide in those 5 groups, so I need to move to the tens place. So now I have 5 in the tens place plus the 4 hundreds, which means I have 45 tens. So how many times does 5 go into 45? That would be 9. We're going to divide. 45 divided by 5 is 9. Then I'm going to multiply 9 times 5, which is 45. Subtract, and you get 0. Check to make sure when you subtracted that this number is smaller than your divisor. It is. So now I can bring down the ones that I have not divided out yet. So I have 9 ones to divide out. So now 9 ones divided into 5 groups will mean that I can put 1 in each group. Then 1 times 5 is 5. Next step is to subtract. 9 minus 5 is 4. Check to make sure that when I subtracted 4 is smaller than 9. It is. There's nothing left to bring down, so the 4 turns into my remainder. So my answer is 91, remainder 4. I'd like you to try and solve the following problems in your notes. 455 divided by 7 and 319 divided by 5. Show those in your notes to see if you can follow the rules.